American Bulldog, powerful and affectionate. From the first meeting, the American Bulldog seduces with its well-developed bones and muscles. Despite his great physical strength, this Bulldog dog is particularly gentle and affectionate. Combining beauty and power, this doggie will seduce you with its harmonious muscular body. Outside of the United States, the American Bulldog is not yet recognized as a separate breed. History of the American Bulldog. As its name suggests, the American Bulldog comes from the United States. It is a descendant of the Old English Working Bulldog, known as the English Bulldog. With its great power, this dog was once used by the British to drive and guard their herds of cattle. Some English migrants then decided to move to America, taking their working dogs with them. The most powerful and athletic specimens arose precisely in the United States. However, it was not until the Second World War that the breeding of the American Bulldog began. John D. Johnson and Alan Scott, two enthusiasts of this type of Mastiff, then chose to carry out selection work. Two types of American Bulldogs have thus emerged. On the one hand, we have the Bully type. The latter has the morphology of a bulldog, but it is more massive and stockier. On the other hand, we have the Standard type. The latter has the morphology of a pit bull, but it is taller and thinner. Currently, the majority of American Bulldogs come from a cross between the Bully and the Standard type. Physical characteristics of American Bulldog. The American Bulldog impresses with its muscular yet harmonious physique. Very massive, this dog has a powerful body, with a very developed musculature. Of medium height, his eyes are round and well separated. They are often dark in color, with a black outline. Its ears are also medium in size and set quite low near the top line of the skull. They are semi-drooping, well apart and folded on the sides. Its head is both large, wide and powerful. This impression of strength is reinforced by his forward lower jaw. The stop is often well accentuated, especially with the Bully. Square in shape, its broad, medium-sized muzzle ends in a black, brown or gray nose. Its wide neck is connected to a well-developed chest. The tail is strong at its base and tapers to the tip. Her dress is hard and very short. The American Bulldog can be solid white in color or with some gray, fawn or brindle markings. A male usually measures between 55 and 67 centimeters and weighs at most 55 kilograms. A female has a size between 53 to 62 centimeters and weighs a maximum of 45 kilograms. However, the physique of the American Bulldog may vary slightly depending on its origin, Bully or Standard. This animal has a life expectancy between 11 and 14 years. The character of the American Bulldog. The American Bulldog is originally a powerful working dog that is intelligent and close to its master. Friendly and affectionate, this dog can also be an excellent pet. He is often cheerful, loyal and protective, even becoming a bit of a stickler. However, he can be very suspicious of strangers. He will have no trouble adapting to life in the city, but he will be more fulfilled in the countryside. The American Bulldog is a rather tenacious dog. As mentioned above, this dog was originally used to catch bulls and huge wild pigs. With his intelligence and his muscular physique, he has all the assets to carry out this task. However, it will be necessary to educate it properly to bring out its qualities. The behavior of American Bulldog. For a dog of this size, the American Bulldog has a very good character. Very affectionate, he is a dog who likes to be in the company of his masters. He gets along quite well with children. What's more, he is a dog who likes to play and clown around. However, it is still advisable not to leave a child alone without supervision. He is also very protective of his owner. He will do everything necessary to protect you from strangers in case of danger. With its imposing size, it can be an excellent guard dog. However, the American Bulldog is not very fond of solitude. He could therefore find it difficult to stay alone for too long in an apartment. However, if you have a large garden, he could be busy exercising and playing while you are away. At home, he rarely barks. Stubborn by nature, he can sometimes ignore the instructions you give him. he can be quite difficult to train for people who are not familiar with dogs. The American Bulldog can be belligerent with its congeners. With his strong character, he is used to dominating other dogs, especially if it is a male. With its strong predation instinct, it is not recommended to make it cohabit with other domestic animals such as a cat, for example. However, if you were lucky enough to have an American Bulldog puppy and trained him early to live with other animals, there should be no problem. American Bulldog's education. Although the American Bulldog is very intelligent, it can be quite difficult to educate due to its strong character. It is therefore not advisable to adopt this type of molosser as a first dog. Very stubborn, he doesn't really like taking orders. His education should therefore begin as early as possible, from an early age. It requires very early socialization, with an experienced master. Indeed, educating an American Bulldog requires time, effort and patience. It will require a firm, consistent education, but without violence. The master will have to be firm, but also gentle. During the training, he will give the dog pleasant experiences. Indeed, this dog does not like strong emotions and stressful situations. Avoid traumatic types of education with this type of dog. However, it will be necessary to impose from an early age the rules to respect and the limits not to cross with a cohabitation with humans and possibly other pets. This type of dog likes to learn through games, physical activities and gentleness. When he likes what you make him do, he cooperates willingly and learns rather easily. The lifestyle of American Bulldog. With its highly developed muscles, the American Bulldog is a very energetic and fast dog. He needs to move regularly to thrive. Thus, he will be more comfortable in a house with a large garden where he could exercise daily. Living in an apartment is possible, provided you take him out several times a day. It will also be necessary to make him practice certain canine sports activities, allowing him to develop his muscles and his intelligence. However, it is advisable to avoid too intense activities until the age of about 18 months. Otherwise, he could quickly get bored. Opt for activities that are not too stressful. Being close to his masters, he can hardly bear loneliness. As a result, this doggie is intended for people who have time to take care of their animal. Indeed, this type of dog is not the type to like to sleep throughout the day. Very active, it always needs occupation. Maintenance and hygiene of American Bulldog. The American Bulldog is a fairly easy to care for dog. He is subject to a very light molt and therefore to fairly moderate hair loss. Moreover, it is a dog that is not very hairy. However, its maintenance should not be neglected under penalty of exposing it to the risk of infection. To maintain the cleanliness of his skin and coat, it is advisable to brush him once a week with a soft brush. Also note that the American Bulldog is a dog that drools a lot. American Bulldog health. The American Bulldog has a rather robust health. As it is still a fairly young breed, it is not yet possible to list all of its common health problems. However, like other large dogs, he can be prone to hip and elbow dysplasia. It will thus be necessary to pay attention to one's diet to avoid overweight, which is one of the causes of these diseases. This dog can also be prone to hernias. American Bulldog diet. The American Bulldog's diet depends mainly on his age and the type of physical activity he does. If he lacks sport, he may be subject to a problem of overweight. To avoid this type of situation, we advise you to make him consume foods rich in protein and to avoid as much as possible the excess of carbohydrates and lipids. It is also best to serve her meals in small portions to avoid stomach upset issues.